Hey guys, for today's video I have some new makeup we're going to be doing a first impressions on, so of course it makes it extra exciting. I've got the new Hourglass foundation as well as one of the eyeshadow palettes that I purchased from Guerlain. They came out with 5 or 6 quads. I picked up 2 of them, so today we'll be using one. In my next video, I will be using the other quad that I purchased. I just want to dedicate my eyes to each quad individually and, share with you guys my thoughts on them as well as the color story and how well they work on me. So just a heads up, today I'm not going to be doing a word test on the foundation just because it is later in the day and I do want to be fair with the word test. Also, it's going to be really hot outside. My husband and I are planning on getting into the pool. I'll probably end up getting the face wet at some point, although I don't really dip my head in the pool, but you just never know. So again, I want to be fair. And so I am planning on doing a word test for my next video on this foundation. Today we'll just kind of get to know it a little bit. I'll document my first impressions on it, and then we can talk about it a little bit more again in the next video. Because I do like to do a full face with you guys, I am going to do a full face of makeup today and just show you guys some other products that I have. Some are newer, some are not. You guys will see as we go. So as always, I'm going to start off with some primer. So today I'm using the Tatcha, the liquid silk canvas. Now I already, of course, have on my skincare and a ton of SPF. So this is just going to be applied over all of that. I really like the scent of this Tatcha primer. Okay, work that in, make sure my face gets nice and red, as always. Alrighty, so we actually are doing an unboxing together with this. So I picked up the shade 7.5. It's described as a light to medium with neutral undertones, though they do have a few shades with a very similar description. So honestly, I went based off of the models. So hopefully this one works out for me. This one's called the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. It comes in this beautiful glass bottle, very similar to their primers actually. After applying primer, apply foundation to the center of face and blend outwards using the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation brush. I did not pick that up. I actually do have one of their brushes, one of their foundation brushes, and it's really good. I have it here. I'm not going to use it today. If I had planned this better, I would have, but it's dirty. And yeah, I need to wash that. So I didn't pick up the new brush, but I really liked their original foundation brush. It's super good. So it continues on to say, gently buff into skin and build until desired level of coverage is achieved. So this is described as a medium buildable coverage. It's supposed to give us a natural finish, and it's got a claim that it's up to a 16-hour wear. It is also supposed to be very weightless. So let's hope all of that is true. I don't believe I'll be doing a 16-hour wear test tomorrow, but I'll try to do minimum I like to do 8 hours, but I usually try to push it to 10 to 12. So again, we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow everything works out as I have it planned. But I'm going to go ahead and dispense a few pumps here onto my glass palette. Did I shake it? Do I have to shake it? I don't hear the little ball in there. But just in case, it has been shaken. It has been shook, which is the correct way of saying that. So 2 pumps there. Okay, so it's got a pretty good consistency. Obviously, it's a liquid foundation. It's not super runny, but it doesn't look to be super thick either. So today I'm actually going to use this with a brush. I feel like that's going to give me the most coverage. And just based off of all the other products that I want to use today, I'm going to try and do more of a full makeup look instead of something more subtle. Tomorrow, based off of what I have to do throughout the day, I do want a lighter application, something maybe a little bit more natural. So I'll probably just use a sponge. We'll see how it works with the brush today, but I'll try to have a little bit of a different application just next time that I use this with you guys so that we can just see how this foundation can be used as is or built up as I'm going to try to do today. So okay, I have some redness, typical. So using my brush, this is the BK101. Is it fragrance? I don't think I smell anything. Alright, so I picked up quite a bit there, so I'm gonna try to spread this. And I'm just gonna start with the stippling motion, just, again, because I picked up so much at once. Yeah, definitely a medium coverage. You can still see my redness coming through there, but it's very much toned down. And of course, in tomorrow's video, I will let you guys know how I wore today and kind of what my expectations will be for throughout the day tomorrow. But for today, I'm probably only going to wear it for about 5 hours. So that's why I just don't have the time to like do, like I said, a full wear test. And I'm very interested to see how this foundation wears. Have I tried foundations from Hourglass? What other foundations do they have? Oh, their stick foundation. The Vanish stick foundation. And that is really good. Can't believe I actually forgot about that one. It's really, really good. But yeah, that's the only other foundation I've tried from them. They don't have a ton, which honestly I think is good, because that just, I mean, to me, it just means that when they release something, they really do try to put in a lot of effort. Though their eyeshadows, their single eyeshadows, you guys. Actually, I should talk about those in a future video. My husband's working from home today, and he just went into the kitchen, so my dogs hear him. And of course, they have to go see what he's about to snack on, because they're hoping to get some, which we hardly ever give them table food. But they're always hopeful. Okay. So that is one full application. I still have a little bit of foundation left, so I'm going to try to pick up some more just to build up in this area. I don't want it to get too heavy. I do try to be careful with that. There comes a point where I just need to rely on a good concealer to spot conceal. This is how the foundation is looking with 2 full pumps. Honestly, I'm not mad at the shade. So 7.5 is pretty good for me right now, and I know it's gonna work even better later on down the road. So happy with the coverage. I'm really liking the finish of this. I'm happy with the shade that I selected. Let's just hope that it holds up pretty well. But yeah, what do you guys think so far? It doesn't feel heavy or cakey, or, you know, there's no negatives to this foundation. I mean, I'm happy with how it's looking. Truly, it's very nice. It's covering my nose pretty well. I do see like a little spot right here. I've been having issues more recently with the coverage on my nose, and it's been kind of difficult, so I just have to be careful and just kind of like pat it on and not do too much blending. But all right, let's leave that alone. So concealer today, I'm just going to use my good old Dior Forever Skin Correct. And let's just tap this in. Now I know all the eyeshadows from Guerlain are like that baked gelée formula, so I don't expect them to have fallout. Usually baked gelée formulas are less messy. Otherwise, I would have started with the eyeshadow today, but I have faith that it's not going to cause a mess, but I guess we'll see soon. So today my husband's actually working from home because I had a doctor's appointment, and he takes me to all my appointments. I get there, and as I'm walking to go check in, I get a phone call. And yeah, it turns out I did not have to go in today. They made a mistake with the scheduling. I was going in for an NST. Is that what it's called? I think so. So it's really just to monitor the baby's movements and his heart rate and all of that, because I am overweight. So they're like, you need to come in and start doing this. So I have 3 appointments for that coming up, and the scheduler gave me an appointment for today. It was supposed to be my first one. And so then I got a call, like I said, just as I was about to check in, that a mistake was made. They do not need the data from today. It actually needs to start next week. So we drove all the way. I'm going to the hospital in the city, so Chicago, like in downtown. And now that we moved, we're actually pretty far away. So that kind of sucked, having to drive all the way out there, get there, and then being told, you actually do not need to do this today. They gave me the option of doing it, but they're like, it's not data that we're gonna use anyway. So I was like, well, what's the point? So yeah, I have to go back next week. And yeah, that was quite annoying, but mistakes happen. We all have made mistakes. I've worked in the hospital setting for many, many years, and I know I've made mistakes too. I don't know if I made a mistake like that, but I'm trying not to be upset. And of course, I wasn't going to be upset at the woman that called me because she had nothing to do with my schedule. So I just wish they had caught that. I'm trying to look for a brush. Use this one. I just wish they had caught that like yesterday so that I would have not have gotten up so early, because my appointment was at 8 in the morning. And like I said, we're quite a bit away from the hospital now. All right, so I'm going to use my Rodial glass powder. Love this stuff. I've talked about it in the past. Here comes my little guy again. I just feel like if I close the door, it gets extra echoey in here. So that's why I'm keeping the door open. But these boys. Yeah, so you guys have heard me talk about this powder. I've been using it quite a bit. I was going to pick up the newest powder from Laura Mercier. She came out with one that has hyaluronic acid. And honestly, after reading the description, like I had it in my cart, but then I started kind of reading more up on it. And it sounds really interesting, but it sounded very familiar to this powder. And loose powders don't generally excite me. The Laura Mercier, like original powder, I think is wonderful. I actually use it in my makeup kits. But I myself, I don't use it very much because I have other powders like the Huda Beauty. That's like my true obsession. But the Huda Beauty is so heavily fragranced that I don't include it in my makeup kits. I've been reaching for this one a ton and it's so, so good. The only bad thing is I feel like Rodial is not as accessible as other brands are. This is how we're looking. Again, there's still a little bit of redness. With these lights, I feel like it emphasizes the look of the redness there, because in person I don't see it as noticeable. But okay, there's that. All right, so I've been obsessing. My last video, I used this one for the first time over the newest shade from Chanel. It's a Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream in the shade 392 Soleil Tan Medium. I love this. It is so easy for me to use. I had another doctor's appointment the other day actually, and that one was at 7 a.m. so we really had to get going early. And this is just the most wonderful bronzer to use, even when you're in a rush, because it applies and blends so effortlessly. And I love the shade. And then it's also buildable. So I'm gonna try to build it up just a tad bit. But for me, for my skin tone, it just works extremely beautifully. I want to leave the face alone. I like to jump from bronzer to the eye makeup. It's just how I do things. So of course, as always, gonna prime the eyes. My eyes get super, super oily. Like not priming them is truly not an option for me. As I mentioned, I did pick up 2 of the Guerlain eyeshadow palettes. They're called the Ombres G Eyeshadow Quads Multi-Effect High Color Long Wear. So today we're going to be using Royal Jungle number 940. And I did just check, they did release 6 different palettes. There was one that I really liked and I thought I was going to pick it up, but just based on further inspection, these are not colors that I feel like I can get away with very often. Sometimes some cool shades, especially if they have this type of formula, just make my eyes look really tired. So I thought it'd be best to skip out on that one and choose something else. So again, today we'll be using Royal Jungle, and the other palette that I picked up is Majestic Rose number 530. So that one you will see in the next video. Royal Jungle is described as a brown and gold shades palette. These are just these are just shades that I always gravitate towards. I mentioned it earlier that I have other palettes with very similar shades, but I really wanted to try out this formula, so I wanted to go with a palette that has shades that I love, just to of course compare the formulas from the other palettes that I have, just see how they differ or how similar they are. And because this is a color story that really intrigues me, I know I'll use it no matter what. So just a little bit about these multi-effect eyeshadow palettes. First and foremost, Guerlain does have a new creative director of makeup. Her name is Violet, and it says here she has imagined generous and balanced palettes, which allow you to play with shades, textures, and finishes, creating a host of effects to endlessly transform your eyes both day and night. These quads have an exceptional talc-free texture made up of intense pigments for long-lasting color, offering unparalleled depth. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into this one. And honestly, a lot of their palettes, there's another one called something Peacock. Gorgeous, gorgeous. But again, those are shades I know I'm not going to use very often, so I'm not trying to do that. So they come in their little like velvet pouch here. It says Guerlain on top. And the packaging, I had not opened this up yet, guys. It is stunning. I mean, it's gonna get dirty super easily. I love and hate this type of packaging just because of how disgusting it gets, but it is my type of aesthetic. I really feel like this looks very luxurious and just super beautiful. And then it has Guerlain here in the bottom. And to open this up, okay, you lift it from the lip here. And let me take out this plastic. It also has two applicators, kind of like the Tom Ford does. And this is what we're going to be playing with today. How beautiful is that? Let me show you the other palettes that I have that look very similar. I have Submission from Tom Ford. This is a palette that I've loved since the day I bought it. The brown shade in this one though, like that deep shade, is much deeper. Some similarities, not a ton. I will be swatching them. I also have this other palette from Suku. It's Signature Color Eyes in number 03. And again, very similar, but definitely some differences. I feel like this one and Suspicion from Tom Ford are a little bit more alike, though the formulas are different. And then I also have these other ones, which similar, but not as much. This one from Dolce & Gabbana is number 4, Italian Baroque. And again, here is the one from Guerlain. Then I also pulled out this palette from Rowan, 75 Degrees. And I feel like this one has really similar shades, but the formula this is a cream formula. So because of that, I'm not going to compare it really. I just wanted to show it in case you guys have it. And if you prefer a cream formula, Rowan has these palettes that are really pretty. They're not for everyone because they are cream eyeshadows and they do tend to crease. You have to be very specific with how you're using it to get the better or to get the best outcome and wear out of those. I love them. I don't mind a little bit of creasing throughout the day. So to me, it's not a huge deal, but I can see why somebody would not like that. So, okay, let's go ahead and swatch this beautiful new palette first. My fingers are once again numb today. In case you guys don't know, I am currently 36 plus weeks pregnant and my fingers continue to get numb. Like my fingertips especially, I don't have much feeling to them. So when I'm trying to feel the texture of something, I don't get much accuracy. Wow, these are super smooth, very buttery, shimmery, beautiful. So this is like super shimmery here, the shade right here. I don't believe they have names, they do not. That right there is so beautiful. You can use it all over the lid, really pack it on and try to get some opacity from there, or use it as a topper. The other shades are a lot more, they have more of a pigment to their base. Very, very, very nice. Like I said, these are shadows that are very much up my alley. On my right hand, I swatched the Tom Ford Suspicion palette as well as the Suku 03 palette. As far as formula, I will say that it's most similar to the Tom Ford palette. The one from Suku is a little bit more of a drier formula, so a little bit different in that sense. As far as the shades, as you guys can see, there are some similarities. By the way, this one here, I should obviously let you guys know what is what. These swatches here belong to Suspicion from Tom Ford, and then these are the 03 palette from Suku. But yeah, I mean, you guys can see very similar, but still some differences, different enough for me. So I know I made a good selection as far as shades go for myself. Now let's see how they perform on the eyes. I'm gonna start off with this shade up here. This is going to go on the outer portion of the crease as well as into the crease. And this does have some light shimmers, so it's gonna reflect really nicely with the light. So this is gonna be more of a deeper look. So on the crease, I'm taking it all the way in. It's very easy to manipulate this to spread around quite well. It's got some really nice pigment to it, but it blends out evenly, quite easily actually. With a clean brush, I'm going to clean up the edges starting from the inner portion of the eyes. Ooh, this baby just moved kind of abruptly there. Sometimes it freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like his little moves, but sometimes, whew, they're too intense. Okay, so now I want a smaller brush. So let's use the Sonia G Mini Booster, and I'm gonna go into this next deep shade here, or the deepest shade in the palette. This also has some shimmer in it. And I'm gonna put this in the outer portion of the crease and the eyelid, kind of doing that V shape. This brush is very soft, so it's gonna give me a lighter application. And by the way, there has been 0 fallout, so that's good, always good. All right, so I think I'm gonna go in with my finger. Should I do it with my finger? Yeah, why not? And pick up this golden shade here. Now this is the kind of gold that I like. It's got like an orangey tone to it. But with this formula, I think in this formula I enjoy pretty much any tone of gold. If it's a muted satin formula or like a matte formula, that's when I get picky with my golds. But the Big Chalet, any gold will do. Yeah, so this one definitely has a pretty deep, I kind of see it more in person too. It's got a pretty deep orange tone to it. I'm wiping off this finger so that I can also dip in with it and pick up this eyeshadow here, the shimmery one. I'm just gonna layer that over top. Kind of whatever's left on my finger, I'm gonna lightly tap over this dark shade here in the end. Because the base of this one isn't that deep, the shimmer really pops on this shadow. So for the bottom lash line, let me actually apply some eyeliner. So I'm going to use the Hourglass Warrior Waterproof Gel Eyeliner in this shade. What shade did I pick up? I don't remember what shade this is. Is it Cave? I believe it's Cave. It's the brown one. So this is a twist up. And I'm gonna line my top lash line as well as the waterline with this. And whenever I use any kind of pencil eyeliner on my lash line, I like to blend it, even if it's just a little bit. But this is very nice and creamy. It applied very smoothly, so no hiccups with that. This eyeliner is really good. It applies very well over eyeshadow, and it applies very nicely pigmented on the waterline as well. Another one that I'm just very happy with. There's something about brown eyeliner lately that's just got me in love. It's got me obsessed. I think I'll just go in with the first shade that we used here with the pencil brush and apply it on the bottom lash line. So for lashes, we've got the new Guerlain mascara, Noir G. It's the 24-hour intense volume curl mascara. So this does have a curled wand to it. Oh, the packaging is really cute. That's pretty. The emblem is there for Guerlain, so very nice detail. Let's see, online it says it delivers an intense, vibrant finish to make lashes flutter like butterfly wings. Thanks to its curved brush that hugs the lash shape to perfection, it gives lashes exceptional volume and a dizzying curl with a 24-hour wear. I usually don't apply curved wands, how do I say it? So I usually don't use a curve to go up on my lashes. I typically flip it the other way, but let's do one and one and see how, like, see if there's a difference. So I am using this with the curve going down, just kind of really hugging the lashes here. It is fragranced. It's a light fragrance. I think it smells quite nice actually. Guerlain is a perfume house, so I'm not too surprised that it has fragrance to it. So far it's not irritating my eyes or anything, but if you have sensitive eyes, just make a note of that. Okay, so that is how that's looking. That's quite nice, especially being that it's the first time that I'm using it. And now I'm using the other end to apply it on this eye. I will say though, this eye has like less lashes than my right eye. Because of that, there's going to be a difference no matter what. Honestly, I feel like the application looks quite even on both. Again, the lashes on my left eye are, I feel like I'm kind of missing some in the middle somehow. But as far as like how I was facing the wand, I don't feel like it made much of a difference. You guys let me know if you see a huge difference, especially like in the outer portion of the lashes. That's what we'll be able to tell right now based off how my lashes are. I am happy with it so far. So I'm just gonna apply a second layer here. And I'm just gonna use it as it's suggested to use, so curved, to hug those lashes and really lift them. And then I'll also do the bottom lashes. I hope the mascara is not too wet, because sometimes with new mascaras, it can make a little bit of a mess. Okay, so that's 2 coats. And it does look pretty. I'm actually pretty happy with this mascara so far, and I feel like it has even more potential. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to skip out on highlight today, but I'm going to go in with my Shiseido blush. I have not used this one in a hot minute. It's the Minimalist Whipped Powder Blush in the shade 04 Eiko. E-I-K-O. And I think it's pretty obvious if you just look at it that it is a little old, but I really want to use this one. Just apply a little bit there, dip some more, apply a little bit there, and then just blend. Does it still exist? I don't know. I feel like I don't hear about these blushes very much. I feel like in person my makeup is looking so much better than it is on camera, you guys. So if you guys like how it's looking right now, trust me, it looks a lot better in person. I'm loving this. I just have to blend this out a little bit because I kind of came in a little too strongly there. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up with the lips. This is from Armani Beauty. It's their lip powder in the shade 110, which is called, the name is not on the packaging here, but it's called Mania. So this is, I believe it's their newest shade, and I have not applied it. So that's how it looks there. Let's do a quick swatch. This is such a beautiful formula. I love the shape of this because it just hugs your lips and it goes over the edges very nice and precisely. So you actually do not need a lip liner for this. Super creamy. This lip color is perfect for me. I do see myself reaching for it more frequently than even the other one that I own. Super pretty. I think it's definitely something I can wear during the summer as well as during the fall. Honestly, all year round, it's just that perfect shade. So we are all done with the makeup today. I'm very, very impressed with the new Hourglass foundation. This is looking so good on the skin. It feels really good. So I just hope that it wears well. It looks good on the skin. And again, I'm very, very happy with the coverage that it provided. I did build it up some considering I did use 2 pumps. So we'll see tomorrow how I decide to apply it, but I will be using a sponge tomorrow just to see how that application goes, and then we'll kind of take it from there. But so far so good with the foundation. You guys already know the eyeshadow palette. I am really, really loving this eye look. This is just, it's so pretty. It is so pretty to me. So I love that. The mascara I am enjoying so far as well. So yeah, I'll give you guys an update on all of this in the next video that I post. And like I said, we will do a full day's wear test, so stay tuned for that. But so far, let me know what you guys think about the products that I used today. Are you interested in picking any of these guys up? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, which I really hope that you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel and the views of my videos quite a bit, so it'll mean a lot to just hit that thumbs up. And if you have not yet, do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.